EBX. Salute to Lord Lamont, my family. Yeah. We gotta flow through life, natural, with finesse, and do our best. Let's flow through life, natural, with finesse, and do our best. I'ma do what I got to do, and I'm making sure that I make it through, and I want us to win up in this life. A man don't see no lose. Yeah, never be confused, man. Never be no fool. I'ma teach me, and I'ma try to teach you. Yeah, cause I listen to as I break it down and making sure I stay around. Used to be lost, but now I'm found. Now I got that fire and desire. It's that great divine that I admire, and I want to lift us higher. I'm moving through this crazy life, and if we got a husband or a wife, stay away from toxic things and no strife. Yeah. In this life, with finesse, just do our best. We gotta flow natural, with finesse, just do our best, and forget the rest. We gotta flow through life, natural, with finesse, just do our best. I'ma do my best and I stay a piece, and I'm making sure that I see ya in these rhymes, and also, man, I in my speech, and I keep on going off, and I ain't soft. Yeah, I never be lost. Man, I try to get them divine things every time I talk. And I keep that my family all up in my soul. It's how I go. I stay up on my square and keep us on our toes. I never let this world get to the E. I stay who I be, making sure I got good vibrations to read the C's. In this life, with finesse, keep doing our best. We gotta flow through life, natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. Man, we gotta flow through life, natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. We gotta flow through life, natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. Wake up music. Salute, Spellbreakers, Generals, Lord Lamont, family, brothers and sisters all over the world. May that great divine protect us from ourselves and for ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Salute. Brothers and sisters, welcome to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, and that's a song I uploaded here not recently, probably about a week ago. I uploaded that song, and it's called Natural, and I freestyled that. And there's many talented artistic brothers and sisters out there, whether it's music or all of the above, anything, because as I love to say, Great Divine has given all of us many abilities, talents, or skills. It just varies on the individual, how deep one is willing to go within oneself to find those abilities, talents, and or skills, and just be thankful, that we do have a righteous ambition, because it's wonderful when we do, So that was just a song that I wanted to play, like I said, that I uploaded last week or a couple weeks ago, and it's called Natural, right here on one's channel. So I thank those for coming in, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. I always got to honor thy ancestor, brother or sister, far or near. Man, that was a true warrior. They got many of us in that great divine space that we are in. I take that serious about speaking on our great, our ancestors, those before us. Got to be appreciative of that they did what they did, and be thankful that we can see that, and we're incorporating it into our lives today. Salute to one's children, family, brother and sister in the world, online, and it's a wonderful thing. Salute to Lord Lamont, and thank those for coming into another EBX discussion. Again, EBX and Lord Lamont show, where I have discussions by oneself and with Lord Lamont, which we'll be having later on today. And he just had a recent birthday. It was on the 7th. So salute and happy born day to Lord Lamont. And that number 7, which is my number, because I was born 1970, 7th month, so I'm a Cancer. So 7 is one number. But as I said on past podcasts, I see many numbers: 1111, 444. And those are angel numbers, clarity numbers. It's wonderful when we get deep into that divine spiritual self, the things that we'll come upon on this journey or come about. It's beautiful. So salute to Lord Lamont, January 7th, and his sister Naya. Her birthday was January 1st, which is awesome. So they're both January babies, so salute to my daughter Naya, Andrea, and Elijah. As I said in the past, they're in different states and cities, but salute to Lord Lamont. And 7 is that neural link to that great divine. There's many other ways to get or know that great divine, but numbers is one way. So 7 is my number, and also Lord Lamont's number. Because I remember he and we was having a discussion. I forget what podcast, some podcast we did, and I read a comment that I had came across on because I listen to speakers too, and the comment was super J777, and that's what drew me to that comment, and the comment was dope. And I read it on a past podcast. I can't remember at the moment which one it was. It might have been Family Rise Above the Horizon. It might have been on there. And we just did that about a week ago. And they had on the banner, they had that song Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz. Salute to Lenny Kravitz. That's the most recent father and son discussion we did. And I did a little breakdown on Lenny Kravitz, and then we spoke on playing the guitar, stuff like that, because Lord Lamont is very good at playing the guitar. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the end screen, because we did another podcast where I showed a picture of him on the thumbnail when he was like 17 and he had a guitar. So I'll find that and put it in the end screen. And I think we were talking about music and that. And he spoke on how it took him 5 years to really perfect playing the guitar. I think playing the guitar is unique, as well as the piano and the organ and keyboard, stuff like that. All that stuff's unique too. Any kind of percussion, or keyboard. I love it. I love anything about music. I love. And again, I reiterate, my son Ethan, as I always speak on, is doing well. And I just seen him Wednesday. I volunteered Wednesday at his school. And of course, as always, a joyful time connecting with the faculty and or children. So it was a beautiful time, So I still volunteer, been doing it coming on 4 years. It's going on 4 years. I miss days here and there, but I stay pretty consistent. I even got a shirt that they gave me for volunteering, but it's wonderful, and that'll probably be my retiring job. I said that's probably what I'll do when I retire, because I got another 5 years of this work shit and I'm done. Real talk. We got to work our way out this damn system. Real talk. So, we know what it is, but be aware. Like standing on a mountain and or a building, looking out over and beyond this toxic ass plastic, fake ass part of this world. Real talk. All right. But, yeah, volunteered Wednesday. And, as I was getting ready to say, Ethan plays the French horn, and I got video footage of that. And maybe I'll put that in the end screen. The discussion I had with Lord Lamont about his guitar, and I put a video footage of Ethan. It was right around Christmas time. He played the French horn, and just showed him playing different Christmas songs. And he has a sister named Angel. She plays the viola, if I said it right. It's similar to a violin. And all his siblings, they all got some kind of talent, something they know how to do. So thank that great divine for our children, our male and female and young brothers and sisters that are tuned in to their spiritual selves and their skills, craft, and staying out of the way of toxicity. Salute. So that's why you always hear me say, I call down protection from that great divine for ourselves and from ourselves. And the from ourselves is so we don't become our own worst enemy, because that's what danger. And man, live a life of abundance. We create abundance. We don't just sit on our ass. Things come to us, but at some parts of our lives, got to put in that action. I draw that from Malcolm X. Rest in peace and in power. Righteous action comes from a righteous thought. And then we find out that great divine is so amazing. That's why I got this on the banner. Real talk. And again, it's a salute to Lord Lamont, which had a birthday. And we're going to have a discussion later on. We're going to speak a little hip hop. I'm not going to say what the topic's going to be, but we're going to speak on some hip hop. Of course, he's always excited about that because we love hip hop as well as comedy and a whole bunch of things. But as I said in the past, hip hop is EBXCARES first love. And we love all kind of music, myself and Lord Lamont. That's why I say that Great Divine is amazing. It doesn't just show, as well as Mama Nature, doesn't just show us one thing. It shows us many things. We can have multiple skills and talents, and that's even more beautiful. Real talk. And know the empowerment of the right path. Real talk, not just saying it, doing it. You know, it's saying and doing is two different things, and it can be challenging. As I'll reiterate, as I always do, I speak positive things, and of course, a lot of are great philosophers, brother or sister. You know, that's just trying to live an upright, moral life. It's not, you know, sometimes it can be challenging. You know, everybody's journey is different. So again, I always say I'm learning sometimes too. You know, I don't ever want to come off like everything's always sunshine and you know, breezy, but it can be. That's why we study oneself, so we can make our life, as I heard a brother say, become whole. And we have wholeness within. Again, that is not mine. I learned that from another brother. You know, I learned to listen too, you know, and we receive that righteous divine torch and we pass it on to our youth or any leaders that's in the midst, in our midst, in our allies too. You know, I've said that in the past. Know who our allies are and be an ally, even in the mix of a challenge. Because, man, when we're true and authentic to the pit of that soul, we always come out shiny on the other side, you know. And just our vibration alone can teach others by example. It's beautiful, beautiful. That's why I like volunteering. You know what that does to a child when they see their parent show up and be present? That's a beautiful thing. And there was a time I didn't do these things or think about it. But when we see it play out and we see the joy in our youth, when they see us be present as parents, guardians, faculty, just a person that cares overall, and I don't know bullshit. Real talk. Forgive me for cursing, but real talk. And a child sees that, they just light up. And it makes them, it puts a righteous motivation in them to do better, whether it's young male, young female, young brother, young sister. It's just beautiful. And that's when it comes to Great Divine. It can be so amazing. And when we're giving back to humanity and our culture and no wrong motivation and righteous things within, that puts a smile on Mama Nature and that Great Divine face and space, so to speak. And spell breakers, we begin to learn the empowerment of the right path. But sometimes there is challenges along the way. There are storms here and there, you know, but we know these things, right? We know challenges will come. And I always use that example of Malcolm X. He even said it. He knew things would come. He knew that there would be challenges. He knew the obstacles. He knew his oppositions. He knew who the enemies were, but it was a fire in him that he refused to let anything put it out. You know, just get like that sometimes. We get tired of the bull and we keep forging forward, and we focus on what that Great Divine has called us to do on this journey. That's what we focus on. That's what always centers me, not dumb shit that's around us. You know, it's unfortunate that some, you know, never come out of being lost or whatever we think lost is. You know, one is just not aware, or, you know, I'm talking about those who are healthy, mind, body, and soul, and know better, you know, just refuse to do better. It's unfortunate, but life is just so much more abundant and so much more peaceful, and it fills us with so much more wholeness when we're seeking to do better, and we are doing better and becoming greater and generating generals. Real talk is beautiful, even if it's just one person. You know, reach one, teach one. I know that's kind of cliche, but it's beautiful when that can actually happen. You know, like Lord Lamont and I, you know, we've had challenges. I bring up sometimes. It was a time I didn't see him for a good part of his childhood, and he went through a lot of fires and still withstand and withstood them all and still standing today. That's why you hear me say from time to time, Lord Lamont is a very strong individual. And I don't just say that, he really is, because some of the things that he has went through as far as, fatherhood, not seeing his father, not everybody can survive that, but salute to those who do, whether it's son or daughter. So, and, we went through the challenges of not seeing each other, and here we are today. That's why I say the great divine is amazing, man. Beautiful. And then once we went through the fires and we finally, emphasis on finally, have got a grasp on our inner spirit and we see right and we doing right, then we begin to know the empowerment of the right path. It's beautiful. My fellow spell breakers, as Lord Lamont say, he said, Spellbreaker Nation. That's what we're creating out here. Breaking all these toxic ass spells out here from person, place, thing, facts, So, but it takes work sometimes, or it can be a challenge to be a spell breaker, right? Accountability, paying attention, being honest about our little quirks and mistakes we make, take all that, it's man, being authentic, which can be challenging sometimes, but it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And authenticity comes through that great divine and mama nature and paying attention and being the generals that we have been and that we are. It's beautiful, and we keep going, keep learning, learning is fun to the mental. Thank you, Professor Griff. And keep it moving. And it's beautiful, the things we come into. The more we seek, and again, and as I say, we got the uncomfortable things we have to learn about ourselves, the world, person, place, thing. But then we got that fun part, that great part of us. Like, wow, I didn't know that about myself. That's the part that makes that great divine amazing. The good things in us. Because I know a lot of us, we speak on the hidden enemies we carry sometimes. But what about those good qualities sometimes we're not aware of? That's what makes that great divine amazing and empowers us on this right path. When we find like good thing, good qualities, or sometimes we have a good quality, but we don't know how to express it, maybe as a male or a female sometimes on this journey, because this life is so complex and, but if you're strong-willed, you got a strong backbone and you're deeply, spiritually, righteously rooted in the pit of your soul, and you have like a good quality or skill or gift, whatever that is, and you've been wanting to manifest it, and it's really never too late. Don't wait too late now, but it's never too late to manifest a good quality that we have carried throughout the years. I kind of experienced that, and I've been doing hip hop since the 90s, even a little bit before the 90s. And it was a long time where I would write rhymes and do songs in silence, and it was just something always in me that told me to keep doing it. And I remember listening to this DVD, you can tell this is way before social media. It was a DVD called 16 Bars. And actually Kanye was on there. And it was a DVD just showing, I think, Method Man, Redman. There's a whole bunch of artists on there. Old school artists, new school. Again, this is a little bit before social media. It was on DVD. And it was called 16 Bars. Probably can look it up. I spoke on this before. Probably could look it up on YouTube. And I learned a lot from that DVD. And Kanye was on there. I learned a lot about mixtapes and stuff like that from listening to Kanye on there, and many other artists that was on. It was a whole KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane. It was a whole bunch of artists on there. We're just talking about the art of freestyling and doing music and doing it for expression, and don't be so desperate to get attention, and just do what we love what we do. That's what I always say. But one thing I learned from that, remember, it's a DVD called 16 Bars. One thing I learned from one artist in there, I can't remember what artist it was, and this artist said he didn't care what kind of recording equipment we have. Record our music. Never stop recording. And I never forgot that, because I used to record on cassette tapes. I still have cassette tapes with music I recorded. I'm telling you, from back in the day, I still got it. But a lot of them aren't my beats, so they're probably copyright. I couldn't, display them. But again, I put a disclaimer out there. I do music, for the love of it, the craft of it, the journey, the process. And of course, I love people to hear it too. And I've had people, listen to one's music. I've did shows and all that. I've had people like my music and, give opinions and all that. So I've kind of reached that goal. Maybe not on a wide scale, but I've reached that goal. And I've had people, even on SoundCloud, I had an individual that messaged me and told me, that, man, this music, the world needs to hear your music, man. I always get good comments. Like I said, I've gotten messages from sisters on X that are DJs that producers, and a lot of them have messaged me. I got so many producers and stuff following me on X. It's ridiculous, man. Labels, you name it. But I'm just not into that. I do it for the love of it, the craft of it, and I'm following that Great Divine because, as I said, Great Divine is amazing, and it empowers us. And when we don't care about being seen and all that, I just want to uplift listeners and give them something positive and something different, to listen to than some of this music out here, But again, there are some righteous hip hop artists out there, brother or sister, male or female, because I've listened to some. But going back to 16 bars, and the brother said on there, 16 bars on a DVD I listened to, he said, no matter what we got, record. So, man, I had karaoke machines. I had a ghetto studio. I didn't care what I had. An old tape recorder. I didn't care what I had. I always recorded. And he said, no matter what kind of equipment we got, we can always remaster it later and redo it. So that's when he said, no matter what we got, keep perfecting our craft and keep working on it and keep recording it. No matter how it sounds, if it's distorted, we could always remaster it later. So a lot of music that I did, that's exactly what I did. So when it came around to the digital era, I just converted it over to digital. Not all digital, because I keep it natural. Because some songs I might, like I told Lord Lamont, I might tweak my voice a little bit in this app called Rap Fame and Play Store. But a lot of the songs, I just do it raw and right on the mic. Like the song I played in the intro, Natural. That was right on the mic. I didn't even do nothing to the voice or nothing, because I know about the AI thing and all that, but we got to have balance in that too, because I really don't too much care for the AI and digital shit. I know what I use it for, what it is, but at the same time, I could give a shit about it. Natural. That's why I played that in the intro. And it's more fulfilling, So, like I said, I want my voice, I want my face, I want my skin tone. I don't want none of that fake shit. It's too much fake. It's too much fake shit in this world. So I'm not gonna add to it. I'm gonna be natural as possible. Through the mix of some challenges. But we on this righteous path, and we empowered by it. There'll be less challenges. We'll learn the art of anticipation in life, our music, and just in life in general. Real talk. So I learned a lot from that 16 bars. And I brought that up because, again, we never know I'm talking about good qualities or skill or gift or something we haven't manifested. Stay with it. Don't get discouraged. You never know. Divine works in some amazing ways. We find this out if we stay, true to oneself, when we don't have no evil things going on within, or plotting or planning or narcissistic. Danger. If we have right things within, we'll see right things without. Automatic. Because that's how the principles of that Great Divine and Mama Nature work, brothers and sisters. Gotta be right somewhere. At least an upright, moral human being, as I always like to say. Then the deep spiritual will come, because it comes in steps, it comes in layers, experiences, and everyone's journey is different. Real talk. So that's just something I wanted to speak on about, manifesting qualities that we carry, good qualities that we carry sometimes. I want to give an example. I remember hearing this story about Colonel Sanders, the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy. And I remember hearing he didn't come into his dream or goal or his purpose in life till after 50. I think it was maybe a little later, up in his 60s or something like that. He hit that Colonel, that Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's when he blew up after his 50s, like later on in age. I remember hearing that story, and I thought that's something we can kind of use as an example. Sometimes it's not too late. Sometimes Great Divine make us late bloomers, so to speak, But again, we got to be aware and have our eyes open and paying attention and not caught up in the old rat race, or some I like to say, a hamster on the wheel, waiting on that pellet, of life, social media, and wanting to be seen and all that stuff. We can get trapped in that, because forget a physical prison. The worst prison one could ever be in is that mental one. Real talk. Been there, done that. We got to break out of that. Spell breakers, never be a victim or a prisoner of our own mind. Man, this look at this P. Diddy shit. Look at all those celebs that's tied into that shit. They all are prisoners right now of their own mind. They're all scurrying like roaches. It's crazy. That's why I say, I think that those of us that's never really been around Hollywood and any of that shit, be thankful. Because I think the great divine protected a lot of us from that life. Real talk. So, and a lot of us begin to study and learn about the industry and Hollywood and all that shit long before stuff got exposed. Some of us already had a little suspicion about it, as well as myself, way before it was exposed. So be thankful that great divine has, and only we know. As I say, most of us that are righteous in our soul, we see divine things all the time. It's normal to us, so because when you're in a place of wholeness, as I heard from a great brother, remember, that's not mine. Man, we see divine things all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's normal to us, So, like I say, great divine can be amazing. And when we get through the layers and bust through these toxic storms that evil entities place in our path, and we bust through them, with divine abilities, empowerment of the right path will set in. We'll see the empowerment. We'll feel the empowerment of that right path, even if it take a long time. Like I said, it could take a lifetime to get to know oneself, really be true, and really step into that, because it is a cosmic, divine, spiritual world out there. Just gotta step into it. Don't think it's weird. Step into it. Again, as long as this ain't hurt, as long as it's not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else, stay on this righteous path so we can live, eat, feel, and breathe righteous, divine empowerment, and pass it on to our youth and our warriors out here. Salute our generals, our fellow spell breakers. And of course, y'all know, hip hop stimulation time. And I'm gonna I gotta find it. Yep, again, thank those for coming in to another EBX and Lord Lamont show. And as I said, Lord Lamont and myself will be speaking later on, father and son discussion. Let me see. And I'm going to get to these songs I have that I want to play. And the first one is One Sees Now. And I uploaded this probably a week ago, something like that. Yep. And the other one is Why Do We Keep Breaking Each Other's Heart? That's the second song. And, that's a question, why do we keep breaking each other's heart? Why do people, especially, again, I'm talking about people who are healthy and aware of what they're doing. I don't get it, I love to say, you hear me say 1,000 times, we all gonna get old one day. So, but if we can get to a place where we can say, one sees now, I get it, and when we feel that, man, I get it now, man, that's a beautiful feeling. It's beautiful. But again, it could take a lifetime. It could take steps, experiences, awareness, have to be aware, especially of oneself. I'm telling you, divine things will follow automatically, so it's beautiful when one sees. So this is the first song, and again, I uploaded this 3 weeks ago, and it's on one's channel called One Sees Now, and it's like my banner here and the thumbnail. As I've said in the past, you always see me show depictions of nature, mama nature, or universe, or water, or in something cosmic from every other podcast. At least most of them would be on the banner and or thumbnail, because I've learned so much about studying nature, but a lot more to learn. That's what makes the journey fun, right? When we're in the place of learning. So here's the first song, One Sees Now. Be right back after this.
Yeah, it's for my spell breakers, family, brothers and sisters, generals. Salute, stay with it.
Dinner.
Remember where we came from.
That's good.
Yeah. One sees now everything around. Some of it is profound. One sees now everything around. One sees now, yeah. Brothers and sisters, one sees now everything around. Some is so profound, but be thankful, yeah. One sees now, like E40 said, I came into this world with a dream and a prayer. Yeah, I didn't know evil things would be everywhere. Yeah, I be glad that we are here. I keep on forging forward, I'm like a dude in these songs. I keep saying things to make us strong. Keep going on, a great divine zone. Yeah, if you don't like the E, leave me alone. Yeah, I mean to be mean, but I gotta do this to stay away from the scene. Yeah, observation is what we need in this life, making sure that we can see. Yeah, brother and sister and family. Yeah, in our soul will be a righteous peace. So keep on going on, you'll never stop. Man, I love this thing, man, they call hip hop. But one sees now everything around. Some things is so profound. Brothers and sisters, yeah. One sees now. That's why I go up in the songs of positive things, yeah. I keep going on, yeah. Just listen to one tone, yeah. I'm so thankful I never stop, yeah. In this life, you know I rock the spot. I don't care nothing about the spotlight to do with this, yeah. I keep my heart bright, cause that's what it's about, yeah. No cloud. Cause one sees now everything around. Some things is so profound. Brothers and sisters, I be thankful if one sees now everything around. Real talk, this is more than a song. This was be thankful that we're in a place of wholeness, as I heard from my great brother. And we see everything around. Protect ourselves, brother, sister, family. Spell breaker, salute.
Yep, that's right, brothers and sisters. Yep. One sees now. How many of us are at that space? It's beautiful, you know. It's beautiful. Just like the banner here. Isn't that sunrise and that water? I told you always gonna see me show depictions of the sky and or water. Like I said, I used to have dreams about water all the time. And I reiterate, I don't do coincidences. It's a reason why I had dreams about water and the sky, you know. And I remember, I'll just real quick before I play this next song, and I always say, just like I got on the banner here, it's a big screen I have in front of me that has the same thing, depiction of nature, because that's my inspiration. As soon as I wake up, that's the first thing I do. I put a depiction of nature on the screen. It has like little jazz music that plays over, just something relaxing and something to relax our soul. You know, that's what we got to do. We got to have a righteous ritual every morning, not the toxic ritual. Now I gotta be careful about that word, but just something that inspires us and gets us ready for when we go out that door, you know, and keeping that divine shield ready, and just, you know, because when I love to say, when we stay ready, we don't have to get ready. We'll hear that a lot again from a lot of warriors out here. That's how we maintain that general status, you know. And why do we keep breaking each other's heart? Why do people do that? And, you know, they're just self-sabotaging. That's danger, because one that self-sabotage, that sabotage their own life, you can best believe they're going to sabotage everything they touch. If one just never learns, man, it's unfortunate, kind of sad in some cases, you know. So be thankful if we standing firm and blaze through fires, as I like to say. It was a story I was getting ready to tell. Oh, a dream I had, because I've always had dreams about water in the sky. One dream I want to speak on real quick before this next song, called Why We Break Each Other's Heart. That's the next song. But I remember I told this story about this dream I had where my bed lifted up into the sky and all the walls, everything disappeared except for the floor. All four walls disappeared, the ceiling, and I was lifted up into the sky, and I felt this overwhelming feeling. It was so overwhelming that I had a tear in my eye. And that rhyme. But yeah, I never forgot that dream, and it felt so real. It felt so real, and I remember feeling my stomach drop, and I felt happy it was one of those happy, overwhelming. It was a feeling that only Great Divine can give you. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like I was happy, overjoyed. I was so happy and overjoyed, I had a tear in my eye. And because when I woke up, I felt happy. I had a smile on my face. But I remember it lifting me up. It was, I don't even know how far up in the sky I was, but I remember feeling it in my stomach. It was higher than any building. I'm telling you, it's like I was damn near so far. And I don't know what that was. And in my theory, what I felt then, it was just a glimpse of the power that we can tap into. But Great Divine doesn't show us, the old saying goes, if we was to face, kind of like the sun, none of us can approach the sun. We can't even get nowhere. The sun make us hot here on earth. So imagine trying to get close to it, even though we'll never get close. But that's just an example of getting close to that Great Divine. If we was to meet Great Divine face to face, so to speak, we would have a heart attack. So that's what I mean. So in my theory, that's why we get our little gifts sometimes, depending on who we are. Because again, as I said in the past, some people can't handle Great Divine skills or gifts. They take it and use it for bad. But anyway, that's why we get things in increments, little steps, experiences, because Great Divine has to build us so we're ready for certain things. So that's why it gives us little glimpses here and there. So that being said, that's what I got from that dream, a little glimpse of the power that Great Divine really possesses when we step over into that spiritual world, and what we can't think is weird, step over into it. So that's what made me begin to study dreams and look them up ever since then. And this was 2000 when I had this dream. I still remember it. I think it was 2000. It was a little after 2000. Yep. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a little after 2000. I think it was at the peak of social media. Social media wasn't as full blown as it is right now. That's even before YouTube was even real popular, if I'm not mistaken. That's how far back that dream is. I always remember my dreams. I always tell people, remember your dreams. It's a hinkling or kind of a window into the future. It really is. And to abilities we may have coming or may have, or, qualities we may have within too. Dreams can show us that. Like I said, some of us could be harboring good qualities and just don't know how or or when to manifest them. So, just keep chipping away stay at it, Like I said about the example about the DVD I was listening to, 16 bars, I'm glad I stayed with it because now I can display one's music. That all that time I spent recording and making music, wow, it's just amazing when we stick to it. Like that Great Divine, right? Like it says on the thumbnail, Great Divine can be amazing, So I just wanted to tell that story, study our dreams. Like I said, ever since then, I've been studying water and dreams and in the sky. And that's why you see that on the banner all the time. It's not to be cool, that's what I really feel within. Because I used to have dreams about this kind of stuff all the time. So that's why you'll see me have nature on the banner and or thumbnail. I like to call them nature podcast or nature show or something like that. I'm glad I started studying, how beautiful Mama Nature and that Great Divine really is. So just want to speak on that for a minute, but let's get to the next song. And when we come back, I got 4 spellbreaker statements, and I'm going to salute you divine warriors and generals on to your divine life. So let's get to this next song called Why Do We Keep Breaking Each Other's Heart? That's a question. Be back after this.
EBX, LAMONT, we always ask the question, why do we keep on breaking each other's heart? We did the dream from the start, we're gonna make it very far. Why do we keep on breaking each other's heart? We're not gonna make it very far. We're gonna be doomed from the start. I've been through the fire, I admire, Great Divine, taking one higher. And all I see is my family, the one I make it out here, in these streets. A few things going on in me, but in this life, we gotta be free. And I never stop, and I will always rock. And get straight to the spirit on this hip-hop. And teaching these things, that's all it be. I I will never stop. I want us to see. Yeah, gotta stop breaking each other's hearts. So in this life, we can make it work.
Why do we keep on breaking each other's heart? We're not gonna make it
from the start. We're gonna make it very far.
Won't make it very far. Why do we keep on breaking each other's heart? Not gonna make it
from the start.
Gonna be doomed from the
We're gonna
start.
make it very far.
Not gonna make it very far.
I done been through the two, yeah, I got through. Yeah, up to the day, man, I won't lose. My brother and my sisters and my family, we gon' make it through. Yeah, good things is what we choose. A clairvoyant is what I am. Yeah, in this life, I don't give a damn about toxic shit. I don't want being rich, yeah, in this life, and not having no fear. And keep looking up, and that is it. Yeah, making it through, I never have the blues. Yeah, making it true. Yeah, I want us to be happy in this life and never have the blues. Keep teaching on these songs in this life, so we gotta be strong. Yeah, good things is what we choose, so we can see and live long. So
Why do we keep on breaking each other's heart?
we're not gonna make it very far. We're gonna be doomed from the start.
We're gonna be doomed from the start.
Let's go.
Why do we keep on breaking each other's heart?
We're gonna be doomed from the start.
Gonna be doomed from the
We're
start.
not gonna make it very far.
Not gonna make it very far.
So why do we keep on
Breaking each other's heart.
We're not gonna make it very far.
Not gonna make it very
We're
far.
gonna be doomed from the start.
We're gonna be doomed from the start.
EBA, why do we keep on breaking each other's heart?
Real talk, why, man, whoo, Lord have mercy, but, be thankful that great divine has been amazing in our life. That song, I like that song, but I don't know the quality of it. So forgive me for the quality of it, because I really didn't care, because I don't never want to get to a space like my song is dope. I think every song is dope. Lord Lamont and myself, we talked about this. We got to know when I'm talking to my music lovers and music makers out there. Sometimes, we know a real authentic musician or music or hip hop lover. I'm talking about any kind of music, just kind of stopping on hip hop. We also know when the song's like, that was all right. So that was one of them songs. The quality, I wasn't satisfied with the quality, but the meaning of it, what I'm talking about. So that's why I went on ahead and did it. That's a question. Why do one keep, it's like I said about sabotaging. Why do one keep sabotaging themselves? And especially when they know better. I don't get it, so, and I'm telling you, it's never too late, but you don't want to wait too late, because great divine also has a time, but great divine works on its time, so make the best of our time, the best way one can, and having joyful, and hold on to joyful moments, like I do with my son and volunteering, and I love it. And I'm also upload, he got this drone that he got. I think it's amazing. I might upload that. Just a little fun we was having. I had footage of him flying this drone he has. It make a funny noise, like it's funny. It look like a giant wasp. It's like a little bitty drone he got. So I had video footage of it. I just hadn't uploaded it, because everything don't have to be uploaded. Real talk. That's awareness. Everything don't have to be uploaded and shown. Let that great divine let us shine. Real talk. Cultivate things in silence and come out shining. Real talk, because that's the best way to shine, through that great divine and mama nature. And we'll find out that great divine is beautiful and amazing all day long. And empowerment, we'll know the empowerment of the right path. It's wonderful. So all right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit, let's get to these 4 spell breaker statement. And as I said, I'm going to salute you divine warriors and generals on to your divine life. Brother, sister, family in the world, online. Let's go. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We ain't no damn followers. We ride along with one another. Remember that. Number 1, the best is yet to come. So the best is yet to come when we stay steadfast, when we stay on it. Great divine hasn't even showed us all the power that we possess. Like I said, great divine gives us things in little small increments and experiences, little steps here and there. It depends on the individual, because as I love to say in one's theory, great divine has known us from since the beginning of time, has seen our kind come and go. It's infinity. So it's nothing we're doing that great divine, Mama Nature, hasn't already saw. So I say again, the best is yet to come when we stay steadfast and stay focused. Divine things become normal. They're amazing to those who aren't used to it, but to those who've been on this righteous path for a long time, it's normal to us. We're supposed to have divine moments when we're in the right mind and on the righteous path. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 2: never lose the spiritual connection with that great divine and Mama Nature. Never, ever. Always study cosmic things that make us greater and make us better. And we get stronger, we see clearer, and it keeps us looking young. When we cling to positive things and not look at it as a trend or trying to be impressive, it really does keep us looking young, because it connects to our nervous system and our immune system. So keep a healthy immune system. You hear me talk about that a lot. All right. Never lose the spiritual connection with that great divine and Mama Nature. Never, ever. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 3: it can take years to master oneself. That's facts. Like I said, I really didn't get it till I got past 50. That's real talk, but that's for me. The example I gave by Colonel Sanders, he didn't step into his dream or his goal or purpose till up in age. Sometimes that's just what great divine has for us. Like I said, I don't do coincidences. We come into a deep spiritual way of thinking and seekers of knowledge. We'll see things in a divine way, not in coincidences. All right. To me, coincidences is like luck. They don't exist. We move by principle, like great divine, Mama Nature. Amazing. So again, it can take years to master oneself. We can go years and not even be aware of toxic behaviors within. And on the flip side, good qualities we may have, so search inside ourselves now, wherever we are, find our good qualities and manifest them wherever they are, because there are a trillion billion gifts and skills great divine has for us. And the reason why, because there's a trillion billion people and trillion billion gazillion people on this planet. So there's got to be a trillion billion gifts and skills, because no one person has the same skill. We all have some kind of ability, skill, or something, small or big. It just depends on how we perceive things. As Lord Lamont said, it's all about perception, but let's make it a righteous perception. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 4: keep a healthy diet and a healthy knowledge of dieting. Now, again, it's for me too, because I don't want to come off like I'm this health nut and I eat everything right and do everything right. But I'm damn sure more aware than I used to be. So that's that past 50 thing. You start paying attention to your body. You become spiritually aware, and that's also a discipline. When the great divine calls us for a purpose or to carry out something in this life, we also have to be healthy, in our mind, body, and soul, so we can carry out that purpose. It's a lot of things that come along with spirituality. And again, folks, I had to learn this too. It's more than just talking this deep cosmic spiritual talk or pretending to be this big, powerful spiritual person. No, it's a lot of things that go into it. We have to have rest. We do have to watch how we eat. Try to eat healthy as much as we can. Be honest with ourselves. Make our conscience, our soul, our psyche, our best friend. Conversate with ourselves. Reason with ourselves. Deflect all things that's not good for our mind, body, soul. And I mean that shit. Real talk. Because this social media, person, place, thing, this media, ways and sways of the world, we in a whole different, dynamic, complex time. But we can know these things, we good, and great divine will move right with us. So I don't want to just say, be spiritual and master oneself, because a lot of things go into it. Like I said, eating habits, rest, not getting caught up into stupid debates and things that trigger stress responses and all that type of shit. Because I always say less stress or no stress at all. And if you notice, many speeches or videos or podcasts that I do, I never mention that word. So stay away from stress at all costs. And stress can come through anything, person, place, thing. So I just wanted to point that out, because Sometimes these are areas I gotta work on. But when we're talking about it and we're thinking about it, keeping it in our subconscious, it will tantalize us. Because that's the thing, another thing, when Great Divine or Mama Nature calls us for something, it will be hard on us. And that's a good thing. If a Great Divine is hard on us and pointing out things that we know are not right, that's a good thing. You know, if we feel a guilt or remorse about, that's a good thing. If we got a conscience, we know something ain't right, we supposed to feel like that. We're supposed to feel bad about something. That means Great Divine is trying to work something out in us again, so we can carry out that divine purpose. Because Great Divine, Mama Nature, needs us healthy, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, and that wonderful, beautiful psyche. So that's the real reason why we stay healthy and eating and resting and staying away from things, so we can receive and be ready for that great, because we never know what that Great Divine has for us. And then we be like, man, woo, I'm so glad I stuck with it. Man, that's a beautiful space to be in. It's beautiful. So, and then we'll come in and we'll see, man, how that Great Divine is so amazing. Really is, man. I'm telling you, it's the most wonderful thing in the world. And we'll be locked on to that empowerment of this right path that we stayed steadfast on and didn't give up and didn't waver and stood firm like a general supposed to. So that was something in one spirit. And again, look for a Father and Son discussion later on today with Laura Lamont and oneself. And again, thank those for coming in to another EBX and Laura Lamont show, and where we have merged together. It's beautiful, you know, and it is all done through that Great Divine and the studying of Mama Nature. I love those two forces, man. And, you know, I reiterate, Great Divine is the masculine energy. Mama Nature is the feminine energy. And we need both, but in balance. Not toxic, not confusion, you know, in balance, in harmony. You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that's what I had. So, thank those for coming in, you know, Spellbreaker Nation. Keep being the righteous warriors out there, generals, brother, sister, family, in the world, online. Stay with it, and let nothing stop what that Great Divine has put in our life. You know, Great Divine has called many of us, whether it's a small purpose or big purpose. Stay with it, stay great, and keep a global, worldly view, you know, over, above, and beyond, and cling to nature. Like the banner here. So again, that's why I show the sky and the water, you know, because again, we got to take our mind out of these little cubes we call social media. And remember, this little speck we call Earth is so small. So just stay with that Great Divine and we'll be good all day, every day. So stay with it. Salute to one's family, brother, sister in the world, online. I'm sending out positive, protective energy to one's family. The generals, again, I met in the world online. So stay great, stay a general. Salute.